It's Fitness Friday. In the studio today, I have two members of the Rivertown Dance Academy, Emma Cristofaro and Caitlyn Provost. Welcome to CKBG.
Hi.
Well, it's great to have you two in the studio. Now, I understand that you are both on Team Canada World Performers. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we're going at the start of July to perform at an international dance competition.
And how have you been managing to practice for this competition?
We go up to Toronto every holiday long weekend, and we have a big rehearsal for all the dances we do.
And what about you, Emma? How are you involved in this?
It's pretty much the same thing for me. I go to Toronto on holidays, long weekends, all that stuff. And then I practice with my groups around those times. Mm-hmm. And that's how we get together so that we're ready to go off to Spain.
Wow. You actually have partners, dance partners, that are in Spain.
Yes.
Okay, so that's difficult to coordinate.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, back to you, Caitlyn. I understand that there are many styles of dance. Now, what kind of dance style do you compete in?
I'm competing in a lot of styles. I'm doing jazz, ballet, hip hop, and contemporary. And then I also have a small group that is lyrical, and I'm performing a solo, which is jazz.
Goodness. Yeah. And what about you, Emma? What kind of styles of dance do you perform with?
I perform in acro and contemporary, and I have 3 acro dances and 1 contemporary dance.
Can you explain to a simple fella like me what acro is?
Acro it's acrobatic, so it's a lot of tricks. So I guess you could say it's kind of like gymnastics, but it's more dancey than gymnastics. So you're just doing a lot of flips and complicated stuff. Yeah.
And I imagine that you two guys must be really fit with all the practice that you do.
I'd say so, yeah.
In fact, you need to be.
Yeah.
And I understand the contest itself, it's a pretty big thing. There's competitors from all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know actually how many competitors there are?
It is over 50 nations. So
Wow.
it's worldwide, yes.
It's close to around 10,000.
10,000. Wow.
Also, the Dance World Cup, it's the second largest group of competitors besides the Olympics.
Really? I'm learning stuff here, and I'm sure the listeners are going to be fascinated. Well, you're up against it.
Yeah.
And, all the people in Amherstburg are going to be really rooting for you two. Has anybody in Amherstburg ever competed in this way before?
Yes, it was my cousin Reese Amaral. Her jazz group won the silver medal at their competition in Prague.
Wow,
Yes.
That's great. Must be in the genes, eh? This dancing thing.
Guess so, yeah.
So it's a big competition, and I'm guessing there's a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility with it. How do you deal with that?
Well, the biggest thing would probably be remembering all the choreography that we learn. So we only get to see our groups every couple months or once a month-ish. So usually it's a lot of practicing at home by yourself, reviewing choreography, and staying on top of all your training and making sure you're continuing to practice all your dances. Yeah.
Caitlyn, have you got any thoughts about that? How do you cope with it? How do you get through all of that practice?
Yeah, again, just practicing at home. And yeah, I do have quite a few numbers, so it takes some time to memorize them all, including also at the studio with our competitive dances. So yeah, but just making sure I'm reviewing them once or twice a week.
You got to stay on top of it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is fantastic. I hope to see you at some point. The Dance Academy's right here in town. In between now and then, are there other smaller performances that you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah?
There is, yeah. We have our competition season coming up. So for our studio and all of our competitive dances. So those usually range from Chatham to Toronto. And then we obviously have performances for our studio and recitals and all that.
Yeah. Which is a kind of practice in itself, isn't it, I guess? Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio. Emma, Caitlyn, we wish you all the best. We'll be watching your star rise. It's very, very exciting. It's a big thing for Amherstburg, and you must be very proud being part of it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's exciting.
Yeah, and we're proud of you. Well, thank you.
Thank you.